So today I have a super exciting unboxing. If you saw on Instagram, I posted a pic of me leaving the store under Handbag Lover 13. But yeah, so we did shop at Chanel, or stop at Chanel and shop at Chanel. So here's the bag. Um, but yeah, so let me just give you a little intro, kind of prep you for the unbox. So first of all, my family and I were going to have a day trip going down to Orange County. And I thought it would be fun to go check out the South Coast Plaza Mall because I've never been there, and also to check out the Chanel store. I kind of mentioned to my husband what I was thinking, and he's just like, let's just go check it out. Let's see what's going on down there. So anytime before I go into a new store that I'm not familiar with and I don't know any of the essays and I'm serious about something, I like to go online and check out reviews of that particular boutique and see which essay is like a recurring name of one that people like. And I went on there, it took me like a minute, and I noticed Steve kept on showing up. So I ended up calling the store and asked for Steve, and he was on the floor busy, so they put me directly through his voicemail, which I thought was nice, instead of just taking down a message that might get lost. And so I left a message. I told him what I was thinking, what bag I was interested in, what day I was coming down, all that. So he called me back later that day, and he said, yes, they have a few of those bags in. He can't guarantee they'll be there when I get there, but they're there, and he will be there the day I am planning to go. And he also said, it's great that you're going, and this is the first time you've seen our store because we literally just finished remodeling it like the day before. So I was excited to go down. So we go down, and I meet Steve, and he says, okay, the bag is here. I'm going to go get my white gloves, which I love. I love that because, they respect the product. They take great care of it. So he came back with white gloves. He opened up a cupboard right there and showed me the bag. And, I noticed there was like some marks on the bag, and he looked at me mortified and he said, oh my gosh, I would never sell you that bag. That's our display. So if you want the bag, then I'll go get the real bag, So I really like that idea, or that they do that, that they have the display, but they will not sell you that display. They'll make you wait until they have one come in, or in case they have one in the back. So let me do the unboxing. I'm going to pause on the story, put a pause button on it. Hi everyone, so I am in the guest room doing the unboxing portion of the video. So yeah, here's the bag with the camellia on both sides. And the pretty Chanel ribbon, and there's the box inside. I have my iPad with me to take pictures along the way as I unbox. I like to kind of document how it looks, through each stage. So if it looks a little edited, I apologize, because yes, I'll be stopping the video to, take a pic and that kind of thing. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and get on with the unboxing. Chanel ribbon. Was a flower there, just popped off as I was pulling it out, but there you go. There we go. Okay, so taking out the little flower. To reveal the packaging with the Chanel sticker. You can see it's all in there. course, I have the care book with all the goodies in there. Put this here for a second. As you can see how it's all riddled, and then it's thicker here so that it can hold the bag in without slipping. Okay, so here she is in all her glory with the amazing dust bag, you know, with her picture. And look how beautifully he even wrapped inside it. Oh, and also just to mention, I think we all know, but you know, that this flap opens up inside to put your chains in, and then you let the chain rest on the bag like that. Okay, so now I'm going to unwrap it. I don't know if you can tell, but it actually says Chanel, and it has the logo, every other one. Okay, I'm just going to carefully unwrap. Hi everyone, I'm back. I know we left off where I was doing the tissue. I was unwrapping the tissue, and right when I started doing it, my son started getting fussy, so I left to go check on him, and thinking that I had turned off the video, you know, I went to go check on him, and I realized there was a 9-minute clip of just staring at the bag with tissue on it because I had left thinking I turned the video off when I didn't. So when I came back after I checked on him to continue on with the video, I went ahead and hit the, you know, button thing to go back on, you know, not knowing I actually turned it off. So if that makes sense, basically I don't have that portion to show you, so I did the reveal and everything, and now I don't have it. So I definitely was not going to rewrap the whole tissue, you know, thing, so I decided just to cover it up and do the reveal that way, and hopefully it'll still just be as exciting. So, you know, family's first, right? So, okay, so here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and do a slow unveil. And here is the bag. I got the Chanel Jumbo Lambskin with silver hardware. Here is the tag if you want to freeze on that and take a look at the number and the info on that. But yeah, so I'm super excited about this. It's amazing that I have it. I know I was going to wait a year and get it, you know, saving money, but hubby felt very generous that day. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take you back to my normal setting, and I'll show you also the interior of the bag and so forth. Okay, see you in a second. Hi, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing portion. I just wanted to show my mom, because she's going to think it's really cool that this box actually, not only does it open up really neat, but it has the magnetic closure, if you can hear it. So very, very cool. Okay, so let's talk about that. And I took the felt protectors off, and now I'm going to explain why I had to have this bag. I don't know if you can see it right there. Bring the camera a little closer. It says Chanel made in France. So yeah, I mean, this is funny because, you know, when I posted in my previous video, I asked the question when I opened up my vintage, if anyone knows if the jumbos are all made in Italy now. It's kind of been a question back and forth, and someone did write to me and say that she just bought a Chanel Jumbo Caviar with gold hardware the week prior, just last week, made in France. So that was another reason I kind of was like, well, if we're going to Orange County, maybe there is something to that. So I said, well, when you go up there, will you get me one made in France if you can find it? And he said, sure. He came back a few minutes later with one made in France. And then, you know, I'm like looking over this with a fine, you know, just like checking this out. and inspecting it. And he said, you know, I have more up there. I have 3 more. Do you want me to bring them all down and you can pick from the ones that are made in France? So I said, sure. And so out of the 4, they were all made in France, by the way. And I basically just went on which one did I like the flap, you know, the drape, how it draped. If the grain, as you can see, is vertical on this one, pretty prominent vertical, it gives the flap a little more height. If it's a horizontal grain, it gives it a shorter look and a little more puffier. And so side by side, I could see the differences. Otherwise, you would never know. So that's basically how I picked the bag, because it was a little overwhelming. And he said, you know, you can steam the bag, which I don't know if I'd have the nerve to do, but he showed me how he can steam it and take marks out of the bag, like dents, like chain marks and stuff. And he did, you know, he took things out. And then also he recommended to me a lotion. I'll get into that in a second. But anyways, you know, to take out hairline scratches in the bag. So I do like the lambskin. I like how thick the sides are. You know, they're thicker than the caviar. Like this area here on the flap, you can really see the thickness, you know, of it. It's just nice and puffy compared to the caviar. You know, it's funny because that store is so nice. It's remodeled so beautifully. It's very, you go in, you feel like there's space. You know how sometimes you go into stores and it feels like you're in a cave, and that's kind of how the Rodeo Drive one is. It's like, it's long and narrow, and you walk in and they have one counter and there's like 20 of them standing behind it. And it's like you can't even breathe. All of a sudden you're like bombarded, you know? And so anyways, I mean, there was plenty of space and all that. And also the Rodeo Drive ones I've seen are all made in Italy, including the display model. And the one that I showed, that I had the picture of with the crossbody in Vegas, that one also was made in Italy. So I'm wondering if maybe the manufacturing house in France has designated stores they send supplies to, and that Italy has the other one. This is the cleaner he recommended. I picked it up. He said you can get it at Nordstrom's, which was directly next door to Chanel. It was $8, and it's this boot and shoe care by Cadillac. When I went into Chanel, when I went into Nordstrom, they automatically said, oh, you're looking for Chanel, aren't you? Because I had the bag, you know. And they said, this is what Chanel recommends. So apparently you use this once every couple months, and it takes out any hairline marks that may have occurred, and it keeps the skin nourished and healthy. I should probably bring my vintage one down and do it side-by-side comparison. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then I have a couple little clips of us in the Chanel store when we bought the bag. And like there's one with Jameson kind of in the far corner talking to a client and to a sales associate, and they're sitting on a couch reading a Chanel book. Okay, so you can definitely tell, surprisingly, there is a difference in size from the jumbo from the vintage to the present. It's definitely, there's a little more height in the vintage, maybe like an inch. But this is definitely the jumbo size back then. This is not the maxi or the XL or anything like that. There's definitely more of a thickness between the new one and the older one, and I'm sure that's because of the double flap in the new one. And then behind, there we go. So yeah, so it's kind of neat. I like that there's a little different in size. You know, one's a little bit longer and the other one's like that. So here's my Chanel gold with my new silver. And there you go. These are my two little French sisters. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you next time. Here is my Chanel dust bag, and the Chanel bag, and all my goodies that they're going to wrap it up.
They do the double flap. Number one, if the bag tips over, it leaves everything inside. It usually doesn't close unless you have a wallet or something.
And Jameson is over there talking to some poor woman.
They're reading the Coco Chanel book.
They're reading the Coco Chanel book together. There's Briggs, my bagel, for tea. So Jameson, say hi. Hi. Jameson's done.